So you might be thinking about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, in particular, Fuquay Varina. If you're thinking about moving to Fuquay Varina, please stay tuned. This video is 7 pros and cons about the area, and a few of these actually surprised me. Number 5 and number 7 were really surprising based on feedback that we've gotten from people who live in the area. Fuquay Varina is growing fast. That's kind of the number one thing to talk about. Growth is exponential in the area, especially in the residential areas. And what that means is that they're building a lot of homes in Fuquay Varina. Real problem that happens with traffic, and everybody loves to talk about traffic in Fuquay Varina, is due to the fact that there is not a major highway nearby. Okay, if you look at the map, Fuquay Varina has a main street that curves right through the middle of the two downtowns, Fuquay and Varina, and there are no major highways around. So getting in and out of Fuquay Varina is one of the most painful things for locals. There's a single lane road with, one lane going each way, coming in and out from Holly Springs. There's a little bit more of a highway going up the 55 to Holly Springs. And other than that, it's all these little small roads in and out. If you're traveling during commuter times in the morning or in the afternoon, you're gonna run into that in school time for picking up kids. You're gonna run into traffic in Fuquay Varina. There isn't really a light on the horizon, to be honest with you on this. And the only thing I would say is if you work from home or if you're not having to drive during commuter times, then don't do it. Just stay out of the roads because you'll find it a lot less stressful. The area has been growing super fast and traffic is intense. Stick around for con number 5 because it's actually a pro, and I'll explain that to you in just a minute. Fact number 2 about Fuquay Varina is that housing prices are lower in this area than other parts of the triangle. So here's the convenience factor. Barring the traffic times, like commuter times, you'll be able to get to most places in the triangle in 30 to 45 minutes. If you work in Research Triangle Park, it's a good option to live in Fuquay Varina because your dollar will go farther. You can buy a larger house there, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. You will be doing a little bit longer of a commute if you have to drive during the business hour commute time. But overall, what you want to pay attention to is that Fuquay Varina housing prices are lower than the average in Wake County. They're lower than Apex and they're lower than Cary. Why? Well, its proximity and its location. Cary is a hot spot because it's right next to Research Triangle Park. It's right next to the airport. These are obvious reasons. Now, Cary is not building. There's not a lot of new construction up there. I have people call me and they go, I want to live in Cary. I want to buy a new house there. Well, you're probably going to be trying to rebuild a house or scrape a house to the ground and rebuild it yourself. It's a long, painful process, but if you're up for it, go for it. Or you're going to be looking at some new townhomes way over on the west side of Cary, near the highway, near 540. There's not a lot of new construction happening in Cary. Cary's got a lot of old homes. Apex is similar. However, Apex has a lot more land out to the west side of Apex, and that's where they're building. You've got MI Homes, DR Horton, Pulte, just you name it, all the builders are out there building homes in Apex. You start to go a little bit further down and you hit Holly Springs, which is not far from US 1, so easier access to the triangle, to downtown, and to the airport. And then you get a little further out to Fuquay Varina. But housing prices are lower. When we say lower, what can you buy? Well, we recently sold a client's $400,000, 3,000 square foot home. That's a pretty big house with 4 bedrooms, a spare media room, a walk-up attic, a nice big yard for the dogs and the kids. I mean, it's a great home for $400,000. That's pretty great. Now, before you get steered into new construction homes, have a conversation with a local expert because, first of all, the builders are varied in their expertise and their quality, okay? So there are builders that are a little better than others. We'd like to steer you towards the ones that are doing a great job and taking care of their clients. And also we have relationships with the builders where we can save you more than the incentives that they're advertising. Think about this for a second. If a major builder has a major incentive advertised all across the United States, is that a special deal? No, it's not. It's a regular deal. It's kind of like when you go into the store and they say this product is 30% off, but when you look at the original price, it was high to begin with. All these deals are just what the builder's giving out to everybody. So if you want a special deal, talk to a local agent, talk to somebody who has a relationship, get on the Zoom call with us and we can connect you and get you extra discounts beyond on your new construction. Stay tuned for number 5, as I mentioned, which is a con that's actually a pro. We'll get to that in just a minute. Number 3 on our list are major shopping stores. Okay, there are some that are present here in Fuquay Varina and some that are not. So if you are a big Trader Joe's fan, I got bad news. You're gonna have to drive all the way up to Cary to get to the local Trader Joe's. It's a pretty good drive, probably 25 minutes. However, local to Fuquay is Home Depot for all your home needs, do-it-yourselfer needs, lawn needs, all that stuff. Walmart Superstore, we love Walmart. They give us good deals on stuff. Having a local Walmart Superstore is essential. And then there's the big one, and I mean actually the big one, Costco. Everybody asks, where's the closest Costco? I remember when my mom relocated here, she wanted to know about 2 stores, Trader Joe's and Costco. What we found out though is we can buy a lot of products that we would normally get at TJ's, we call it TJ's, Trader Joe's. We can find a lot of those products at Aldi and also at other local markets, just kind of hidden away. You got to look a little harder. Costco is an 18-minute drive from Fuquay Varina. That's really not that bad, especially if you're in central Fuquay. You just take one road straight up towards Garner. You're actually going up towards Raleigh Central. Take a look at the map real quick and we'll show you. This is the main part of Fuquay Varina, the main street, which curves around. And as it goes up up 401, 401, up past 540, just past 540, you're almost to Garner. You're basically a 20-minute drive from central Fuquay Varina to Costco. Now, if you live in South Fuquay, like say Harnett County, that's gonna take you a little longer, obviously. And there's good news on the storefront. Red and white Target and a cute little dog. Target is coming to Fuquay Varina. They don't have it as of this, and this is summer 2025, this video. However, it is coming in the Gold Leaf development. We'll show you a shot of that as well. And that is just off the 401 as well in North Main Street. And it will be a nice big multi-commercial development with the central store as Target. So that's good news that that's coming. This leads us right into number 4, which is just the suburban area and the suburban development that's gone on in Fuquay Varina. You're going to notice a lot of new home constructions as you drive down the street, which is great if you're looking for a new home. What's been out of balance for Fuquay Varina for a long time is the residential development, and that's changing a little bit. It's shifting a little bit to add in more commercials. Commercial developments are starting to grow, and Fuquay Varina has finally gotten smart about this. And they're telling developers now, hey, Mr. Developer, you can definitely build a lot of houses and townhomes in our area. However, you're going to have to provide more commercial space. We need more stores. We need places for people to shop, businesses to come into this area. That's being helped out with Gold Leaf Crossing and Vaughn Park. Vaughn Park is a major development by D.R. Horton. And as you can see on the screen, anywhere there's purple or there's red, those are commercial spaces or multi-use spaces. Yes, there's a bunch of houses and townhouses. That's kind of D.R. Horton's bread and butter. And in addition to all of what's going in here at Vaughn Park, there is also a medical building, which is much needed. We have a lot of folks who need more medical services. So a little bit of good news, a little bit of silver lining on that one. Gold Leaf Crossing that's coming into Fuquay Varina. Let's first take a look at where it is. So we have to zoom out a bit. You can see that central downtown Fuquay is here. This big loop of Judd Parkway goes around it, right? That's central Varina and Fuquay. And here is Gold Leaf Crossing. So that's where the Target is going to go. I'm told. Broad Street right off the side to the side here where Varina is. Varina's right there. Oh, that wasn't confusing. And Main Street here comes out of Fuquay Varina. It's called Main Street, and then boop, it turns into Fayetteville Road. You know, couldn't they just keep it one name? No, they couldn't. And the reason probably is because Fayetteville Road goes way up to all the way to downtown. You can't see it, but downtown. So there's the 540, and then further up is downtown Raleigh. So anyway, this is where the complex is going for Target. So yeah, it'll be right there. and it's looking to be pretty exciting because there's going to be a bunch of other cool stores around the Target, but the Target will be the anchor store at 48 acres of stores. So that's good. It's good commercial development for the area and very, very easy to get to. All right, you stuck around for number 5. Good job, you. And what we're going to talk about is the weather. So let me give you the real skinny on weather, specifically here in the Raleigh Triangle area. Weather is kind of all over the place when it comes to more of the summer, spring going into summer, and then that September, October timeframe where fall just kind of rushes in. We have a really short window between spring and summer. I would say winter and summer and winter on both ends. Spring and fall is what I'm talking about. Like Chris just called it spring and fall. It's hardly a spring. We get a month maybe where the temperatures rise, the pollen comes out. People are going, oh man, these allergies, for a month or maybe 2. And there's kind of a suffering time in the spring. Then you get into summer, hot, sticky, temperatures, 80, 90 degrees, which is better than other places and a little bit hotter and stickier than some. But on average, the area gets about 105 days of rain per year. So that's about 3 months and an extra week or 2. It's not terribly horrible. The thing to think about with this, especially if you own a house, is that rainfall can just come in and dump. We don't leave anything outside at our house because a storm can roll in within 5 minutes. This happened the other day. We had folks over for a barbecue. We're hanging out inside. I'm going outside to barbecue and the clouds just rolled in. 5 minutes, no kidding. Sunshine to clouds, downpour, and then 10 minutes later it was done. I'm just like, wow. I mean, it just rolls in and it rolls out. So you got to be prepared for that. But overall, 3 months of rain spread out during the whole year is really not too bad. Does it snow? Well, if we're lucky here in Raleigh, it snows. In the last 2 years, we've had one major snowfall, and it was probably about 4 or 5 inches. And everybody in Raleigh got really excited. All the Instagrams blew up with snow angels and snowmen and all this stuff. That's just because people were excited because there was snow. And within a few days, it melts and goes away. Raleigh kind of shuts down when it snows, to be honest. They don't have the resources, the facilities, the trucks and all that to really, be ready for all the major snowfall that other places have. Yeah, you're gonna have to be ready for hot, sticky summers. Buy some light, cool clothing. Make sure you're wearing a hat and, you put on your deodorant and you'll survive the weather. In my opinion, this is not as big of a con as a lot of people make it. Now, if you're coming from another part of the country, this might not compare. Southern California, mild weather all year round, but this is the way it is here. We moved from California. So, and then of course, if you're getting down by the coast, the interesting thing is it can get a little cool down by the coast because you've got a lot more onshore wind down there, but you'll get nice summers and it's about 3-hour drive from Raleigh to the beach. And you can just pop down there for the weekend and have some fun at the beach. So that's the weather con/pro. Number 6 on our list is eating options. Breweries, tap rooms, these have all been growing exponentially really across the country. Any urban area or metro area that's starting to get gentrified or growing and developing is going to have a cool tap room, craft beer, whatever it may be. But do they have great restaurants? Okay. Fuquay Varina is a little bit of a mixed bag when it comes to restaurants. A lot of people move into the area. Quite honestly, they complain. If you come from a real foodie place, real culinary, amazing, there's a new restaurant every day that you could discover. You might feel a little limited and cramped by what's going on in Fuquay with restaurants. However, that being said, you can get in your car and in 30 minutes, you can be downtown, you can be in Cary, you can experience different towns and different restaurants. Some of the highlights for restaurants are Vicious Fishes. The Aviator Brewery has absolutely kind of taken over a good portion of the old Varina side, and they now have a brand new 40,000 square foot brewery, tap room, and they have a old vintage airplane that's where you can sit inside and have beers and pub food. They have a little pizzeria and a barbecue place. They kind of own this corner of the Varina side and provide a lot of food and options right there. There are limited really healthy options, but that's kind of coming up. There is 1 or 2 smoothie shops, and there's a Greek restaurant, Mediterranean restaurant, serves really healthy food. You're also going to want to check out Fainting Goat Brewery and The Mill. Mill is like a coffee shop in the morning and a pub tavern in the afternoon, evening. They have a hatchet throwing place down there. Lots of cool trails and things in the area. But yeah, again, if you're looking for like hundreds of, great restaurants, honestly, Fuquay is not really going to provide that for you. Let's end our video today with the last item, and that is what I consider to be a pro, which is that Fuquay Varina has a rich history, and a lot of families have been established here for a long time and call it home. So it's got a deep-rooted identity that some neighboring towns don't have. However, as Fuquay Varina developed, it's become a preferred suburb. And as we said, there's a lot of residential development here. You can find your community here and become part of Fuquay pretty easily. You won't be an outsider. And I moved from California. To be honest, I thought a lot of people would just shun me or wouldn't even want to talk to me. Everybody's really friendly here. With the exception of a few people, and they just don't come along very much. So I would say you can definitely plug into the community, get involved in the kids' sports, get involved in local communities. Side note, if you're moving here and wanting a nightlife, you want to stay out late and hang out with people at a pub at midnight or 1, it's just not the place for you. So it's really more of a family community type place, and most of the places are rolling up by 10. And that's kind of how they roll here for business purposes. But again, I believe that the community is easy to get into, easy to plug into, and find your place and find your stride. Before moving to Fuquay Varina, do yourself a favor, have a conversation with an expert in the area and find out if it's a good fit for you. I've given you a good amount of information here, but you might be still loaded with some questions. So one easy way to do that is to connect with locals like myself and ask us some questions. You can put that in the comments below if you'd like, but even a better option is to hit the link in our description and get a quick phone call to find out if this is the area for you. We look forward to talking with you, and thanks for sticking around.